Mohamed Salah, Harry Kane, Robert Lewandowski, Erling Haaland, Chris Wood. Although it may be hard to imagine, there was a time when you didn't know any of these players' names. They were all at some lesser-known club, flying under the radar and bursting onto the scene, which had me thinking. There's so many ballers who'll be dominating the footballing scene in a few years who we could very well have zero clue about now. There's countless names out there. However, I decided to narrow it down to just 7. 7 ballers who I think will have a serious chance of breaking through in the big stage. If they don't, it doesn't really matter because I doubt any of you will remember this video exists by then. We start our list off with Samu Aghehowa. The 20-year-old Spaniard has been doing the rounds for Porto this season, registering 18 goals and 5 assists in 26 appearances. He joined Porto from Atletico Madrid this summer, and even then, Porto must have known he's destined for great things. Because if they didn't, I highly doubt they would have added the €100 million release clause that they did. A product of the Nervonia and Granada youth academies, it was Granada who eventually gave Aghehowa a chance at first-team football, as he signed his first ever senior contract in July 2023. However, he's made one appearance for Granada's first team, a game which he scored, before moving to Atletico, who sent him out on loan to Alaves. Alaves gave him more of a shot, and he registered 8 goals and 1 assist in 35 appearances. He never actually made an appearance for Atletico, and has seemed to find his footing at Porto ever since joining the season. Aghehowa was a member of the Olympic gold medal winning Spain side this past summer in Paris, and will be hoping to get another taste of gold this season, as Porto sit just 1 point behind first place Sporting with the game in hand. Aghehowa uses his 6'3" stature to his advantage, with a significant part of his game coming in the form of headers in the box, as well as incredible pace on his finishes. He's also quick with his feet, and keeps great composure for a goal. He's a name that I doubt will remain under the radar for much longer, as his €100 million price tag will be seen to many clubs as a decent price in today's market. Next up, and we're off to the Netherlands, where we're having a look at 23-year-old attacking midfielder Steijn. The Dutchman has been doing the rounds for Twente this season, registering an incredible 17 goals and 5 assists in 26 appearances. Steijn was a product of Dutch side ADO Den Haag's youth academy, and got his first taste of professional football when he was loaned out to Dutch side VVV Venlo, as well as when he took the incredibly common career path of being loaned out to Emirati side Al Wada. However, Twente has seemed to have been where the midfielders cut his teeth, with the 23-year-old already having 102 appearances, 42 goals, and 10 assists to his name since joining the club back in 2022. Steijn is an incredibly skillful player. However, he has a scrappy aspect to his game, and he isn't afraid to get stuck into a duel in the middle of the park, or use his skill to take on 2 or 3 defenders at once in the box. His finishing speaks for himself, as he's been averaging goal involvement every 91 minutes this season. With the current transfer fee of his €10 million, you can't help but think he'll be making a move elsewhere at some point in the not-too-distant future. We're staying in the region to pop over to Belgium next, where Tolu Arokodare has been tearing it up in the left wing for Genk. The 24-year-old Nigerian has turned the back on net 13 times this season, as well as providing 5 assists. Arokodare is a product of Nigerian Academy Box to Box FC, and he made his first move to Europe when he put pen to paper for Latvian side Valmiera in 2019, which, no offense to Valmiera, is nowhere near as cool a name as Box to Box FC. It was here he was loaned out to FC Köln and Amiens, before he eventually made his loan deal a permanent one with the Legon side in January 2023, a deal which involved a transfer fee of £2.5 million. Arokodare made 63 appearances for Amiens, scoring on 21 occasions and assisting on 4. This attracted the attention of Genk, who secured the winger's signature on deadline day of the 2023 January transfer window for a fee of €5 million. Arokodare has since made 88 appearances for Genk, scoring 32 times and assisting 11 from the wing. Arokodare's ball control seems to be an integral part of his game, and he seems to have a great ability to carry the ball from the midfield in order to kickstart the attack. And his direct and goal involvement is clearly reflected in his stats, as he's been averaging a goal or assist every 89 minutes this season. We're headed to Russia next. Well, not literally, because I'm an American journalist, and we don't seem to do too well over there. What I meant to say is the next ball we're having a look at is 22-year-old Costa Rican striker Manfred Ugalde. Here he has 18 caps for his national team and 3 goals to his name. Ugalde started out at Saprissa in his native Costa Rica, where he was a product of the youth academy, and eventually made 52 appearances for the senior team, which he scored 17 times and assisted 10. This attracted the attention of Belgian side Lommel, who signed him for a fee of €875,000 in July 2020. He made 23 appearances for Lommel, scoring 11 goals and providing 4 assists, before being loaned out and eventually bought by Dutch side Twente. He spent 3 years in the Netherlands, appearing for Twente 84 times, as well as finding the back of the net 22 times and assisting on 14 occasions. He joined Spartak in the January 2024 transfer window and has since cemented himself as an integral part of the squad. Ugalde is a clever finisher and loves a chance inside the box. However, he also uses his precision to distribute the ball from the center of the pitch and finds himself utilizing a traditional center forward role during the build-up of the play. With a transfer fee of just €15 million, he's a great addition to any team looking to create more goals than their attack. Staying in Russia, again, not literally, we have Lokomotiv Moscow's Alexei Batrakov. The 19-year-old attacking midfielder has an incredible 10 goals and 6 assists in 17 appearances this season, finding himself amongst the first name on the Lokomotiv's team sheet despite probably being too young to remember the 2010 World Cup. And I'm speaking from experience, as I'm 3 months younger than him, and am also too young to remember the 2010 World Cup. Batrakov is unsurprisingly a product of Lokomotiv's academy and signed his first pro contract at the start of the current season. He's also already managed to win 2 caps for Russia. Batrakov is incredibly quick with the ball at his feet, often needing very little time to distribute a pass. His pace also allows him to chase down a loose ball in the box, which is integral for his precise finishing. Batrakov's value is currently set at €8 million, however, I can't help but feel as if it's only a matter of time until it goes up. We're off to Monaco next, and seeing what striker Biereth has to do. The 21-year-old has both Danish and English citizenship. And I know what you're thinking, Monaco? Aren't they already a big club? Yes, they are, but Biereth played for Austrian side Sturm Graz when I started researching this video, and joined Monaco on a €13 million deal last week. The strikers averaged a goal involvement each game this season, with 11 goals and 5 assists coming from just 16 league appearances. Born in London, he was a product of both Fulham and Arsenal's youth academies, and was loaned out to RKC Warwick as well as Motherwell, before Sturm Graz secured him on a permanent deal for €9 million in July of 2024. Biereth seems to benefit from a system which he's working with either another striker or winger, as seeing him drop back to lay the ball off isn't too uncommon a sight, and it's reflected in his high assist tally. However, his blistering pace as well as ball control in the box equates for incredibly precise finishing, as well as a key asset to a team that takes advantage of a counterattack. We're headed to Norway for one last stop, where 18-year-old Nypan has been making waves for Rosenborg. Nypan is a central midfielder, however, one that loves to get involved in goals, as a teenager scored 8 and assisted 7 in 28 appearances last season. Despite being just 18, Nypan has been with Rosenborg's senior team since 2022, and already has 60 appearances to them under his belt. Nypan has the marks of a traditional box-box midfielder, with a significant part of his game coming from key passes from deep within his own half. However, his stats show that he also gets involved up at the other end, and he has an electrifying pace to his game, which would excite any big club. Nypan's market value is currently set at €12 million, which would be a bargain for a man, or should I say a kid, of his ability. So, there you have it. 7 names which you should remember, so if they ever get that big move, you can tell your mates I told you so. Or they don't get that big move, and you pray that your mates forget you ever said anything in the first place. Let me know some names I missed, and be sure to subscribe.